The UFL Gambling Podcast Week 9 reaction show and power rankings episode the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a $25 deposit bonus. Yes, you will. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Is this or is it not the XFL? Yes, it is. Do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Welcome to the UFL/XFL/USFL Gambling Podcast Week 9. Week 9 reaction show episode. Hop on over youtube.com/@UFL Gambling Pod. You can watch this show. Highly recommend staring into my stupid fucking face. But look, we have a lot of spicy games that happened this weekend. We'll talk about all that as the playoff race completely heated up this weekend, heading into the final regular season week in the United Football League, where crossroads meet bullshit. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Very healthy. 4-0 ATS. What's going on? What's going on, United Football? All right. Got it all figured out. In a week where we had no idea who's starting, who's playing, who's taking everything serious. You know who was? That Pick Dundee bastard. He was taking things serious. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Bottom Line Bob's podcast. Check that thing out. They're talking everything year-round content machine over there, giving out winners. Some know him as Scumbagger Vance. Some know him as the Bet Detective. But look, he's this.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he can piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
The Bet Detective, CJ Sullivan. How are you, buddy?
What's up? Good to be here as we come down to the last week of regular season. Colby, it's amazing how much more positive you are about this league when you come off a 4-0 weekend. All of a sudden, things aren't so bad over here, and they're playing some good football. And but
I didn't say that, but
it's things are an upbeat here. We come to the last week once we get past this, and we'll have the playoffs, and I'm semi excited for the playoffs. So here we go.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with ECU making the College Baseball World Series. Check out the College Baseball Experience for my jolly mood. Because I'll be honest, I was at the ACC tournament all weekend. So the only game I caught was the game that I lost a total as an NC State pussy pack quarterback. Jalen McClendon fumbled while going into the end zone. So fuck you, by the way, to McClendon and every NC State person out there. But we're also joined by third man in the booth. He's probably killed a wolf in his life if I had to bet. Give it up for the host of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast, Justin Mark, a.k.a. Note Turn J Mark. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. Not killed a wolf, but I am curious. CJ, how's the squirrel tail?
I do have a squirrel tail update. You're, of course, talking about Squirrel Gilius Alexander, who was on my deck and my balcony, and he died during Game 7 versus the Nuggets. And then he was kind of a good luck charm. You guys all suggested, C. Generous and J. Mark especially suggested that I stuff it. as keep it as a good luck charm all year. When I checked into taxidermy, it was a bit pricey. Then he said, all right, just cut the tail, put in some borax. And I did that. I cut off the tail with a little steak knife, put it in a Tupperware with some borax. Now, I don't think I did such a great job. I looked at some YouTube videos, some of the great hunter influencers out there. They're good at it. No flesh, no nothing, no bone, they peel it with the pliers. I think I caught a little bit of flesh still in there because it was rotting, it was smelling, and the plan was to drive it to Vegas next week and bury it as a ritual. It's just down to shoot. I can't handle this thing in there.
You better watch who you tell in Los Angeles there. That's a 10-year sentence.
I mean, right? I feel like a serial killer already in Hollywood. I'm like, what am I doing? I got this goddamn squirrel tail over my fucking dresser, sitting rotting, and then the rotting smell is bad. So I decided to abort all plans. I'm not that guy.
Don't let Newsom find out, buddy. He's already coming for tackle football. You know what he's going to do? The squirrels getting their tails chopped off.
He was already dead. I did him a service. I put the body down to shoot, and I connected him with the tail this time. I don't think it's going to make the trip. A little too much. I thought the borax. They said the borax would take care of the rotting, and it did not. First of all, that's a city squirrel too. That's not your in the woods squirrel. Who knows what kind of diseases that fucking thing had.
Well, I don't get breaking the egg cold,
but they're counting down 7-6-5.
The Squirrels. Why are they not a team name in any sport besides minor league baseball? What the Flying Squirrels, I think, is a minor league baseball name. But this is what I mean: is we phone it in. Part of the reason why I'm mad at all these spring leagues is they go for this low hanging fruit bullshit like the LA Wildcats, right? College athletics. I'm bothered by it too. All these leagues, why is there not a Squirrels team out there? All right. I guarantee you this, because we should be talking expansion because the UFL's hinted at this thing. Tom Brady potentially buying a league. And Tom, as much as I would love to see the return of the Oakland Invaders, I also think the Squirrels should be considered for any of these team names coming back. But guys, what is the latest? Because the league's been horrible for the most part this year, but they're going to give us more terrible shit. That's probably why I'm in such a good mood too, is I only had to watch one game this weekend. But CJ, what's the news? I know you were close to the Rock. You and him go to, what's Fogo de Chao there in Beverly Hills. But
we sure do. We sure do. Hold on a second there.
What is the news, right? Yeah.
That's no, it is funny you say that, because you're right. They did not have a successful year rating wise. That's for damn sure, or even attendance wise. So the move to expand is like, it's interesting. You know what? We need more teams. We need to get this more going. So we'll see. The news I saw, the Tampa Bay Bandits, the famed Tampa Bay Bandits of USFL team, they changed their Twitter name officially from the USFL to Tampa Bay Bandits to the UFL Bandits, and the UFL wasn't even around when Tampa Bay was playing. So that's
I was about to say. Well, I mean, Burt Reynolds used to own the Tampa Bay Bandits. Damn right. You went to his estate sale.
I sure do. I have a Burt Reynolds original hanging behind me. Yep.
Trying to pluck all this Oscar winners memorabilia, but if they can perhaps get solo ownership and not the league owning it, then maybe they'll perhaps bring back this.
We come from down in Gator Country. We are the pride of Tampa Bay. We play football and we're called the Bandits, and we think our band of ball is here to stay. Bandit ball. Gotta be rough. Bandit ball. Bandit ball. All the way. Bandit ball. Come on, folks, let's catch the fever. Be a bandit ball believer. We believe you're gonna love bandit ball.
That's gold. Now, catch the fever. We believe you should be a Tampa Bay Bandit believer. J Mark, would you be a believer?
No. I mean, look at these leagues. It all depends on who they bring in to coach, right?
Yeah.
So I'd have to wait
and the rules.
Judgment.
Don't forget the rules.
Yeah, I'd have to wait on that. Speaking of, you brought up Squirrels. How about a Council Bluffs, Iowa team? They can play at Iowa Western's field. It's a smaller stadium, so it doesn't look like it's not packed. And Council Bluffs, known for the Squirrels. They got the Squirrel Cage Jail. They can be the Council Bluffs Squirrels.
I like it, but why pay rent when Iowa Wesleyan just went defunct? Mike Leach used to coach there. In fact, the air raid offense made its start at Iowa Wesleyan. That university closed its doors, so that football field just sitting there. All right, so let's take advantage. But yeah, I mean, isn't it? I mean, look, I want to see the Oakland Invaders and the Tampa Bay Bandits. They should, and Philadelphia Stars and New Jersey Generals. They should have always been a part of the plans, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But to CJ's point, why add teams to a product that's been very bad? What's the logic here, J Mark?
You got to think that at least one of these teams are thinking about moving Memphis, right? I mean, Memphis's average turnout has been 2,000. And I feel like they're probably the only team.
11 teams though. You gotta have 12, right?
Yeah, I'm saying though, keep your 8 and move Memphis to at least one of these, and then maybe add 2 more. I don't think they can add 3. I mean, initially they said we're planning on adding 2 more teams, but I think they're gathering these names as they start to discuss, like, okay, who do we need to move? Do we need to move?
You can't get rid of the best stadium. That's the best stadium in this league.
What's the worst turnout? Right?
Well,
or maybe
that's on them for they're making their uniforms look like fucking Junior Toledo, right? And not go with the real Showboats uniforms.
They might not be the worst turnout. They may just be the only ones truthful about their attendance, right? I mean,
that's true.
They're not
cooking
the books in Memphis.
6,000 this weekend. There were not 6,000 people at Houston.
They always cooking the books and this bullshit. This is like one of his movies. I'm skeptical on if his movies are really making $100 million. You on the case in that?
Yeah, well, definitely the novels that's based off of those genius films have definitely cooked those numbers. I don't know how the box office numbers are always cooked because it's inflated. Tickets are $38 each.
And I know you agree with the Nielsen ratings shit too.
Oh, don't even get me started on the goddamn Nielsen ratings. I mean, who has a Nielsen box in their household? What is this? Are you watching the Partridge Family on that? How is this still the system that we're using for ratings?
I don't get how we can track over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com the number of people that check out our website or download our podcast, but God forbid to watch your show, you need a goddamn Nielsen box.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens there. Personally, I'm caught in like a catch-22 here, and shout out to Dean in the chat. Dean's our guy, great guy. He was out with us in Vegas. I want more football to be played nationwide. I just kind of don't want it to be in this league personally. We can't do it in another enterprise. We can't.
I understand. There's
more games,
flaws, but it's spring football, and it's
already an hour-long show. We're gonna push this to 1:15 next. We're not gonna see any coin out of that, right?
Well, there it was. At least we had a full 10 minutes of Colby being positive about the league. So that was a nice record we set. Took to week 9, and we set the record.
The only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
All right, let's get into this action because Friday night. We had the Battlebirds heading to that. Well, actually, they played at home. It was a late adjustment.
What was by the way, J Mark or anybody, what was the reason?
I told you this.
So suddenly, what happened?
No, the high schools. So the whole San Antonio city, they have their high school ceremonies at the Alamo Bowl or at the Alamo Dome every year.
Yeah,
so but there was no sudden. They just,
how did they not know about this?
There was
no 2 days before the event.
They've been doing this for like 30 fucking years.
At least the playoff games, they know weeks in advance that they can't do it. This happened on a Thursday. I already made my bet on Tuesday, and the game was still supposed to be in San Antonio. Come Thursday, we're going to St. Louis, and Kellen Mond is starting at quarterback.
Yeah, and Sam in the chat. Why does this dude hate the UFL so much? May I present you? May I present you with Exhibit Z? Right
here. This is a good reason why.
I mean, come on, buddy. I want spring football to work. I just want it to be honest, and it's just not been very honest.
In this game in particular I got upset. I mean, granted, I had the Brahmas +8. Good number, by the way. But the St. Louis Invitational continues with that, not only switching to the Battle Dome, but that 70-yard fumble return to make it 15-0. I mean, they reviewed that for half of a second. Like, what? He was down. I don't even know if he did fumble because I thought he was down. But then he was definitely touched when he was down. No, we got through. Big touchdown. Here we go. 15-0. St. Louis, and that was it. And then they talk. Then they don't show the replay till like after the fact. And after it's already confirmed, then Pereira's like, yeah, looks like he might have gotten away around it. So who knows? We let it go. Yeah, we know he let it go. It's fucking, they called in the office. We're getting these Battlehawks in a championship.
Well, I mean, that was the handicap. That's why I had to jump on it.
No, I know. And I'm not saying that, of course, that's not the sole reason. St. Louis dominated them, and that one was Kellen Mond. Although, shout out to Joshua Corbin, who, again, had a nice, huge game, 14 for 85 and a touchdown. Another DFS bink for the man in the box over here. I think I've only had like 1 or 2 weeks where I have not cashed at DFS. We've been on fire.
Yeah.
But Duke going to play, and like again, we didn't know how long they were going to play these guys. We had a Brandon Silvers
second half. Right?
Yeah, note of sighting, for crying out loud. He wasn't bad. 7 for 10 for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, they had more home games than every other team this year, right?
And they got 2 more coming.
J Mark, I can't talk too much about it. I was at the ACC tournament, so I missed this.
Flex a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was busy watching Honest Sport.
Watching the pain.
J Mark, what happened here?
Yeah, no, I mean, to your point with that review on the fumble, CJ, that was pretty bad. I'm fairly certain he did fumble the ball, but I'm fairly certain he was down right there.
He was 100% down. It was crazy.
Like, yeah, that was kind of crazy, and it did set the tone of just like, this is going to be a blowout, and there was no coming back from that, unfortunately, for San Antonio, especially with Kellen Mond playing. And yeah, we saw some of the backups at St. Louis play, and I think it probably gives me anyways a little bit of a good feeling that even if somebody gets injured, they do have some depth. They got some guys that can play there. They ran the ball well. That's what they've done all year. They're one of the best running teams there is. They got a really good offensive line, and I don't know. They're gonna be playing a home game in the championship, I think.
Was Son of Bum there?
I don't think Son of
he tweeted out, "We're winning the championship next year."
He did, and then I think he was at one of the high school graduations in the Alamo Dome. He was Victoria there.
Somebody might want to tell him. Do we know that the Brahmas are there next year? I think they might move on. This I don't know. Peyton Pardee might have had his moment with that one win. So yeah, I mean the over hits. It almost hit solely by St. Louis.
Yeah, one thing to look out for though. Yes, for sure. One thing to look out for though when we do our DFS on Thursday, when we give out our picks, because it is another garbage week 10, where none of the results matter. Jarvian Howard, Latula, all looked great for St. Louis. 8 for 66, 12 for 60 to touchdown. Like you said, these are all names that will be bargain bins that we can take advantage of.
And for the Brahmas, John Lovett was activated from the injured reserve, so it'll be interesting to see, does Corbin get less carries? Do they work Lovett in a little bit, or how they play that out?
Yeah. And then game 2, which was Saturday, the number 1 power rated team by Pick Dundee continues its dominance over the Michigan Panthers in a completely useless game, but still they get the win, 26-22. They did both the teams that won, by the way, outgained. They listened to the episode last week, right? There's not a lot of UFL content coming out, you know damn well they listened to it. So they got the memo. Birmingham covers the 2.5. The over smashed as well. Despite no Bryce Purton. Danny Etling looked all right. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jamar Smith, I did catch the replay of this, but Jamar Smith, man, 307 yards passing, 10 yards of completion just about there, 9.9, 2 touchdowns. I'm telling you, if he starts throwing it like that, watch out. I don't know what to make of this shit though. Besides Birmingham winning and my power rankings were right.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it over smashed. I mean, this under was locked in for till the fourth quarter, till it wasn't, and they got a last touchdown. It was a good game. It was competitive. Both teams did want to win, but that being said, Danny Etling played. There was no Perkins. So you have Skip Holtz afterwards with his bullshit speech. We earned home field advantages. None of that because of the no venues. We won home field. Yeah, you won against Danny Etling. Congratulations. So I think this bodes well for Michigan actually when they face each other in the playoffs. I have a little more confidence in them. Jamar Smith was great there. 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Deion Kane, a couple touchdowns. To also look good. Rose Marinay also had a nice big game, 5 for 115 and a touchdown. Total yards was pretty much even. I missed the under while we were on Birmingham, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, this game actually gave me more confidence in Michigan when they do the rematch in 2 weeks for the championship game.
No, I disagree.
I know.
I understand
that
because you know why, right? Etling looked too good, buddy.
Yeah, I know. That was our worry. That was our worry a week ago. Like, this is the last thing Nolan needs is with him and his Etling fetish to get him platooning in there.
J-Mark, what'd you make of this game there at Penetrope Stadium?
Yeah, let's say he did look really good. Let's say Nolan is going to stick with Perkins. If Perkins is 100% healthy, how many points do you bump Michigan with in your words, the best quarterback in the league? I mean, to CJ's point, if Perkins plays the whole game in the playoffs, I'm worried for Birmingham. I think Michigan will win this game.
Well, I mean, did he play the whole game in the first matchup, or was it just a decent amount?
No way.
No?
That was the whole platoon thing.
Well, either way, I mean,
all the way back in week 2.
Either way, the more Perkins, what's he missed 2 weeks now? He's not going to play this week, right?
No, why would he?
Perfect.
Yeah, probably not.
Nothing like sitting on the bench for 3 weeks or sitting, at Penetrope Stadium watching this bullshit, right? And all of a sudden you got to go in a playoff game. Come on, all right? Love this opportunity.
Yeah, Jamar Smith did look really good. You could tell he had shaken all his rust off and was just back in the form when they won the championship with him. So, I mean, for Birmingham fans and the Stallions, that they have that to be happy about because he did look good. I expected with Etling playing that they would dominate this game a little bit more. I didn't think it was going to be this close, but these are 2 very good football teams.
Yeah.
2 heavyweights. Backwards compliment, he's saying. Folks, want to tell you that the UFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by, us. Yes, the UFL Gambling Podcast, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And the SGP guys are going to be ripping packs live on air next Monday night. They'll be breaking a case of Panini Prims. What the fuck is this? With dabs. And you can get 10% off your favorite team with the promo code SGPN. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break to get in on the action. I just read it out. I got no idea what the fuck that means. It might as well be in Chinese, right? But anyway. Anyway, check it out. It's going to be fantastic. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees. There's no minimums. You can earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits, of course. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match that very deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So what are you doing? Sign up. But when you do, use our promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCE SGPN. All right, we are back on the UFL Gambling Podcast where Crossroads meets bullshit. And next we jump on over to the Arlington Renegades. I mean, we were hook, line, and sinker on this one, right?
Yeah, this is the one we were most proud of. This was all of our bomb of the week, if you will. The one we were most confident because we knew two non-playoff teams are going to be going at it, and Arlington was obviously the best of them. Was going to take out a lot of anger on this garbage Memphis.
Well,
team.
they're number 3 in my power rankings too.
Yeah,
Arlington is. The league has done everything to make sure Bob Stoops can keep pushing his tequila company next week. Guys, this was dominance, right? I didn't watch any of this, but I feel like the stats are all in favor of the Arlington Renegades here. Now, I did see this. They told us that EJ Perry was starting, and he didn't start, did he?
He got in there. I mean, he started. They both played, Dresser Wynn and EJ Perry. I think EJ Perry started, and Wynn got in there for the majority of it, but they both weren't good. I mean, Wynn had a 34 quarterback rating. Perry, I think Marquez King outrushed Memphis, by the way, on his one fake punt run he had for 34 yards. If you've seen that, he pulled out the old Marquez, dropped it. He dropped another hot track yesterday on a fake punt. But yeah, no, I think Perry did start, and Wynn got in there for the Wynn played more. That's for sure. But it was because Perry was so bad. But Perez was Perez. Tyler Vaughn had a big game. Willie Taylor on defense, 2 sacks, 2 forced
Canelo was a
fumbles.
dud. Canelo was a
dud because they didn't really have to do much. DeAndre Hunter did his thing. I mean, the defense dominated. They caused the turnovers, and it took a little while for Arlington to get going, but once they did, they opened it up on them.
Yeah, J. Mark, I'm sure you watched this one. What'd you make of this game?
Yeah, I mean, I called it that you can't be Mr. 500, which should be the King of Springs nickname, without going 500. So he had to win this game. But he did look good. The whole offense and defense looks good. It's hard to judge that because it is against the Showboats, especially the Showboats that started EJ Perry, who has been terrible. I don't know why they all of a sudden decided, we're going to give him.
How the hell is he in the league? If I'm being honest, you're telling me there's not better quarterbacks. Look, no disrespect, he's probably a nice human being, but I just refuse to believe. Seeing McClendon come in as a third string, seeing Jamar Smith working at Dunkin' Donuts 3 weeks ago. How the fuck? Who's evaluating their talent? What's going on? EJ Perry has been in the league far too long.
I mean, DC threw DeLello out there, and he looks bug. I mean, he's better than this entire roster that Memphis tosses out there.
It is fascinating. He must have some photos of The Rock outside of. He had some photos of The Rock on the mainland, and he didn't show up. He's like, hey, all right, keep Perry in the league. Yeah, Arlington, I think, is one of the better teams in the league. It's a shame we won't see them in the playoffs. Next up, Sunday's action, we have the DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks. This is our money line player of the week, and it delivered. The only thing it didn't deliver was an over when that pussy McClendon couldn't score a touchdown at the half-yard line.
Well,
but we still hit.
It is, and in their defense, DC drove down and scored after that fumble, which, who knows what would have happened if they did punch it in. I mean, you still got the conversion. That's all it was. It would have been easier for Houston to get that conversion for the over. That's neither here nor there. This was a game. If that fumble doesn't happen and they do punch it in, and it's like 30-14 or 30-15 or whatever, this would have been a Colby special because DC outgained them by like 150 yards and then would have got blown out by these Roughnecks.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
But this was a wild game. Our man Coach was down there in Houston, and we called this. This was all of our money line plays because we knew who knew how long they were going to play Tambu, and they only played him a half, and that was a little too long, to be honest with you. He was taking shots left and right. I'm like, get him out of there. What are we doing? And then they pulled in DeLello. DeLello looked good, 206 yards and a touchdown. Powell had a huge game, 2 touchdowns, 104 yards. And my dumpster diver, DFS, one to really cash me in there, Lingard, 80 yards and a touchdown over Kurt Merritt or whatever the hell they did. They play him over. That was a big game. But McClendon, he did his thing, 70%, 232 yards, pussy pack fumble for you, though.
Classic pussy pack moment. J Mark, your thoughts on, and how does this affect your I know you're going to get to your power ranks, but does it change any of your opinion of these defenders?
I mean, not really. They threw the backups in, right? So it's hard to judge. I missed the start of this game. Zaquandre White had 1 carry for 4 yards. Did he get injured, or was Lingard just the hot hand?
I think they kind of rotated. I'm not sure if there was an injury or not, but I know they said they were going to use all of them. Coach Johnson, did you see the clip of him on the sideline too? He goes, I really want to win this game. That what UFL put out there on Twitter. Like,
but yeah, I mean, and I'm
glad I want to win this. That's what he said, or something like he just couldn't contain himself.
I'm happy he did win. I mean,
I am too.
Small victories for.
I don't know that you should be happy. He probably just got a 3-year deal out of this thing.
I want him. He's the most entertaining thing going down there in the sidelines. Mic him up. He's the best.
He should be. They keep saying they're looking for the face of the UFL since Jake Bates is gone. Make it Coach Curtis Johnson.
Wait,
just have
Jake Bates was the face of the league. I didn't get that memo either.
So much so, J. Mark, tell what's going on in Michigan this week for the final home game.
Oh yeah, we got another 2,000 bobbleheads we're giving away because they can't get rid of this shit.
They're giving away Jake Bates bobbleheads, as J. Mark commented. Well, you can't get rid of the old.
No one's gonna go because of the bobblehead.
It's a garage sale.
I feel like since they were giving them out last week and now they have more,
right?
I feel like people were showing up and going, "Nah, I'm good."
Returning them.
Yeah.
You get this.
So we got more than
you still got more. Don't worry. All right. Yeah, the Roughnecks. I mean, had they just started McClendon all year, they'd be in decent shape, right?
Incredible. That was incredible. We didn't even know he was on the roster. And shout out and he continued to hook up with Hall, even though he was obviously he's the most expensive player in DFS for a reason. 10 for 126 is just an insane volume for McClendon. It's all McClendon looks at, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Chisholm, shout out to J. Mark's Chisholm, who got a couple.
I played him too. I
didn't know if you were in Columbia at the time and you couldn't get the site or something. We had to help you out.
I had the Chisholm guy.
Real quick, one other thing, talking about like the Showboats quarterbacks, DeLello, the way you come in, you get the fumble, and then you lead the team down to make it 21-24, an opportunity to tie the game. That was really impressive. I mean, that's a hard situation to be thrown into, and he played very well. He had grit. He made smart decisions. I was really impressed with what I saw from him. And to your guys' point, like with the Showboats quarterbacks, it's like, how can a guy like that be sitting as a backup when you have guys like EJ Perry getting the start? I don't understand.
Well, especially when the league owns every team.
Right.
They need to diversify with these quarterbacks, right? Like spread these fuckers around because look, you're already doing phony business anyway. Why not just go the distance and give us a better product?
100%. Shout out to the 100-yard 2-point conversion return that Houston had, which was a huge swing. That's a 4-point swing, obviously, and it made a difference in a 3-point game.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, those are our hot, fresh reactions.
What a great name for the segment that is. This whole show should be called.
On my mind, Gene, was pussy.
Hot, fresh reactions.
And the crossroads have met the bullshit finally.
Yeah.
And now we're going to talk about power rankings. But before I do that, I want to let you know that the UFL Gambling Podcast Week 9 reaction show is brought to you by Rhythm. Yes. Look, CT Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs, PGA, MLB, and they just launched the WNBA. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they give you a free 7-day trial period. They know you're going in, right? And Rhythm has some of the best deals going on right now. 25% off the monthly subscription with the promo code SGPN25 and 50% off the annual subscription with the promo code SGPN50. That's Rhythm, RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. But don't forget the 7-day trial period. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Who doesn't love fantasy football? Doesn't matter the fucking league. All right, it's just a ton of fun. You can win stuff. Well, guess what? Circa's doing the ultimate giveaway. Yes, the Circa Hotel, downtown Las Vegas, Nevada, is giving the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Las Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their entire stay. Yes, the winner will receive a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino, and for their entire 12-person league, 6 double king rooms. So you will have to sleep next to, your arch rival, perhaps. Hold their draft. You get to hold your own draft at a cabana at Stadium Swim. Have you not Google image Stadium Swim? All right. That's where I want to die. All right. with a $5,000 food and beverage credit. There's limo transportation to and from the airport. They're going to pick you up. There's going to be booze in that thing. You'll be going around, just having a blast, doing some shooters of Fireball. A welcome party at the Legacy Club for the league. I mean, Ric Flair was there celebrating, dancing a couple weeks back. A reservation at the world's largest sports book, which is obviously inside of Circa, but also with a $500 beverage credit for the league. Plus, they're going to give you a 2-hour open bar package for the league at the Overhang Bar there. They're just giving you everything. Contest runs May 5th to June 30th. Here's how you enter: sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. And last but not least, we're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the NBA playoffs. For the true degens, the MyBookie money bag's a ton of fun too. And MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, even outside of the States. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to MyBookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCE SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Of course, terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code TCE SGPN. All right, we can get rid of the slides. This game's done. No slides. Guys, this is where we talk shit and remind people why they tune in to the UFL Gambling Podcast. At team number 8 in our power rankings, I have the San Antonio Brahmas. 7 and 8, you can just flip a fucking coin.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't matter. As J Mark can say, this is 8A and 8B, Memphis and San Antonio. Who cares who has one or the other?
Yeah. I tend to favor the better defensive team.
Yeah. I don't know. Memphis' quarterbacks, but San Antonio's are bad too. We were fooled that one week when they played when Kevin Hogan played well. They're not good. I mean, whatever. I still put, even though Memphis did beat them in that bullshit game where Troy Williams threw for 36 yards. I would put San Antonio slightly above Memphis, but whatever. I'm not going to argue. I don't care. They're two terrible teams.
Yeah, sure you're not. But at number 8, J Mark, who do you got?
Yeah, I got the Showboats. I think they're terrible. Their quarterback situation is bad. Their coaching ain't great either. But again, both these teams, we're splitting hairs on who's 7 and who's 8, I think.
Yeah, I put the better defensive team, which is Memphis, but I mean, they're still fucking horrible. So, I think we all have the same teams at 7 and 8. How about jumping over to number 6? All right.
Right now, yeah, 6. I think. I mean, this has been the steady rankings for a while. Houston is the better than San Antonio, Memphis for sure, but not good as Arlington. That's how we are. They're playing better, like we said. We're glad they're set. We're glad Curtis Johnson got that win. All that, McClendon, they're a team that you don't want to play against, but also when it comes down to it in those big games, they still get in their own way and shit all over themselves. So, give me Houston note 6 and a great win, even though it was against some DC backups, they deserved it.
Yeah, I got the Roughnecks at number 6. Are we all seeing eye to eye here, J Mark?
Yeah, I had him ahead of the Renegades last week, maybe as a little punishment to Luis Perez for his fake spike interception. But I got the Roughnecks back at 6 now.
There we go. At number 5, I have the St. Louis Battlebirds.
Oh boy, come on! They have the best record in the league.
They get 9 home games out of 10 games. What the fuck? The whole league does everything. You're talking about it yourself. Not even reviewing fumbles.
I get it. But I mean, come on. It's a bit.
Arlington's a better fucking team than them. I'll argue that every day.
I know you will. But I have Arlington at number 5.
Oh, come on.
They're a non-playoff team.
They got a coach that makes adjustments. Tony Baloney is fucking just sitting there.
They got screwed by Blandino versus the Panthers. I get it. They got screwed in a couple situations, but at the same time, they've also flopped, including that awful St. Louis game when it was like 9-3 or wherever the hell it was. But yeah, no, they're not in the playoffs. I can't put them above any of those.
Oh my God. What are you, a shill for the fucking league? Rocks, this guy. Fucking no wonder why he loves it. J Mark, who do you got at number 5?
CJ and I seeing eye to eye. I also have the Renegades at number 5. Look, Luis Perez, he keeps folding under pressure. He keeps doing dumb things like interceptions after a fake spike. First he pumps it, then he fake spikes it, then he throws interception. He blows big games. That's what Luis Perez does. It's what he's known for. He's Mr. 500, and they're not in the playoffs, so I'm not going to put a playoff team below him.
They are, dude. They're the 3rd best team in the league. You fucking bozos. The fucking league is a facade. All right, it's all nonsense.
I'm shocked you put St. Louis above Houston. The way you talk,
unbelievable, unfucking believable. Like the worst team wins at 50% of the time. So you got to really break this down. Power rankings are more important in this than any other shit I've ever seen in my life. All right, so. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to number 4. At number 4 is what? Who's the team I'm forgetting right now?
Well, you already said you have Arlington at 3 and St. Louis at 5. So I imagine you have. I would
DC at 4.
I was going to say if I was to guess, you would have.
I had to check my notes.
I have to not only set you up. We have to tell you your thoughts now. That's how convoluted. That's how convoluted your formulas and your process is.
I got these DC defenders at number 4. Look, the whole fucking staff's going to Tennessee State. They just haven't looked the same really since like week 4, week 5. But I still think they're one of the better teams in the league. So the DC defenders at number 4. Hey, while you're at it, if we're changing all these names, we should do the Washington Federals because Defenders is kind of a bullshit name. All right, so get the Feds going back in DC. We can bring Craig James back, stuff him in a goddamn shed like his son was. Bet Detective, who do you got at number 4?
Well, this is for you. I have the Paper Tiger, Emperor Has No Clothes, Birmingham Stallions at number 4. They've been just okay all year. I know they're very proud of themselves for beating beating the backup quarterback to Michigan at home with a last-second touchdown and comeback. Congratulations on containing. Congratulations on containing Danny Etling, the 236 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
A lot of starts in the UFL. A lot of starts in the UFL where Crossroad meets bullshit.
But there's a lot of holes in Birmingham. Listen, the top 4 teams, they're all good, I think. And you can throw a blanket over all of them. So
wait, you're not giving Arlington that good.
They're not a playoff team. They're number 5. We're going to find out. These rankings doesn't mean much anyway for what we're going to come up. But Birmingham, you're going to have to earn your way up there.
Ridiculous. These airwaves are poison. J Mark, who do you got at 4?
Yeah, sorry, CJ. On this one, I do have DC, but they are one of the hardest teams for me to rank because I feel like they're probably the best offensive team. They can move the ball the easiest through the air. They have the biggest plays, but they also are one of the worst defenses ever since, the coaching changes there. So it's really hard to rank them, but I do have them at 4 of the playoff teams. I do feel like they're the first one that's out.
All right. Well, of course, they got to play at St. Louis. they got moved to the Dome with a better record.
Which you're seeing is an example of them cooking the books to get them in your top 4, and you're taking the bait, hook, line, and sinker.
I'm not calling it as a loss, but I'm saying they have that excuse already built in. They're getting ripped off by the league, but they're a team that's been a chip on their shoulder all year, and they will use that'll just add to the doorman's repertoire of why the league is against them, DC, and their entire coaching staff. I'll have to wait to get the rest of my analysis on DC because they're way up in the power rankings.
The bellboy is going to be sounding like,
"You disloyal fool ass bitch made punk."
At number 3, I do have the Arlington Renegades. They are, to me, a team capable of winning the championship. They passed the eye test. It's a shame the league didn't let them. All right, they channeled their inner David Stern. All right, they got the cold envelopes and they said, "Hey, let Stoops push his tequila company, get him out of here." I think you can make a case for them being number 2. To tell you the truth, Bet Detective, who do you got at number 3?
I'm not really sure what eye test you're talking about, unless you got a highlight package you're watching because you're not watching the full games. Because, and as J Mark says, I mean, they have good plays and all, and then Luis Perez fucks it up and throws a terrible turnover to ruin the game. But let's neither here nor there. We've done enough Arlington talk. I have the Battlehawks number 3. Even they do have the best record in football in the league. They do get a lot of things going their way. They've been beaten up on a bad schedule, but I will say this: they are improving each week, it seems, and they are getting better and they're gelling. A lot of their wins were unimpressive. They're not being that way now. Now they're really flexing their muscle on defense. And as J Mark said, they ran the ball well. They're deep. So they're obviously going to be a dangerous team, hosting both games in the dome with all their fans. So I think they're probably the likely favorite to win because of that. But if I'm going to rank the teams, gun to my head, neutral site, I got St. Louis number 3.
Wow, just unbelievable. What did you score? Are you in the commercial next year for the season? What the fuck happened over there? What happened? The Rock made a deal with you? Huh? What happened?
I have 3 of the team with the best record, number 3. I wouldn't say that's wax it up to the league.
Watch it with your fucking eyes. That team's bullshit. J Mark, who do you got at 3?
Quick question: have the Renegades had a winning season? It's the year they won the championship. They were 4-6.
That was when the league liked them.
Yeah.
Remember? They're like, here's Luis Perez, a Vegas Viper.
Just going back to your eye test. That's all. Number 3, I got the Stallions. They beat Danny Etling and the Panthers. It was not as convincing as I expected it to be with Bryce Perkins out. I'm a little nervous of ranking the Panthers above them because I'm worried about split quarterback time between Etling and Perkins now that Etling is looking pretty decent. But these Stallions, they just are not the same team. They still aren't. Their defense should have been able to shut Etling down. It didn't. So I got him at number 3.
But fucking number 1 defense in the league, he's shitting on it.
Look at what they allowed Etling to do.
You gotta love this. You gotta love this. Right? And they weren't keeping it vanilla defensively, knowing they got to play him in 2 weeks. This fucking guy over here.
No, did you hear Skip afterwards? They earned home field advantage. We did it. They put it all out. Vanilla. They put everything out there.
Vanilla. All right. Yeah. Number 2 is Michigan. I'm sure they'll fuck it up. They might be number 3 after Nolan. And Perkins will get signed by like the Stampeders or something, and they'll be stuck with Etling. But yeah, they're my number 2 team. Bet Detective, who do you got at 2?
2 is the only future I have live, and that's DC Defenders. I know their defense has not been great this year, but they've been improving towards the end of the year, and they were playing a lot better. But they have the MVP. Tamu is the MVP of the league without a doubt. His stats are just out of the world compared to the rest of the league. They're all with all those receivers. He spreads it out. The vertical passing game. No one comes close to throwing the ball downfield as much as DC does. And like I said, they've had a chip on their shoulder the entire time with the coach Doorman. I like this DC team. I'm confident I'm going into St. Louis this game, but give me DC at number 2.
All right. DC, the Defenders, at number 2. J Mark, who do you have at number 2?
Colby and I seeing eye to eye on number 6 and number 2. I have the Panthers as well at number 2. They run the ball well. Their defense is tough. And right now, the worst part is that they have 2 quarterbacks playing good football, right? That's just my biggest fear with them, because if it's just Perkins, they are probably the best team in this league.
No, not with Nolan. Coaching matters in football. All right. And they're close. Perkins is the best player in the league, but Mike Nolan's a fucking stiff. All right. So, number 1, you got to have the best coach in the league. He's won every chip. He's like fucking Ty Cobb over here. Some shit, Mickey Mantle. Maybe not Cobb. Cobb said some terrible things, but he's dominant and he makes adjustments to the best team in the league. They keep winning me money every year. They're going to do it again. All right. As much as the league wants to propel this battle bird bullshit, they're going to do it again. All right. So the Stallions at number 1, 5 quarterbacks deep. No problem. They could go another 5 deep too. I'm sure Skip would find them out there on the street. Bet Detective, who do you got at 1?
I got Michigan number 1. I think they have the best roster. And once Perkins is, granted, it is questionable if that ankle is as bad as it is. I don't think it was. I think they are resting, getting it all set. And they wanted, why rush it back? Get it 100%. And like you said, and I do agree, even though Tommy's my MVP and he's my guy, when Perkins is healthy, he's the best quarterback in the league. And what he could do things that other ones cannot. I know they lost a couple of key defend players, but like I said, that game last week gave me more confidence in Michigan going back to Birmingham with Perkins playing. They'll be able to win that. So you got to knock them off first, Scott.
Yeah, J Mark, who do you got at number 1? Who's top dog in your power rankings?
Yeah, I mean, best record in the UFL, best home field advantage, one of the best defenses,
most home games. That matters. That's a good stat to have.
One of the best offensive lines. They run the ball well, and Max Duggan has not looked great, but he's not making a lot of mistakes either. He's playing it fairly safe. That's all they need him to do. When their defense and their run game has played how it is, they don't need him to be some superstar. They just need him to not make mistakes. That's what he's done. Give me the Battlehawks. Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid here of the UFL wanting them to win for Colby, but
it worked for me this past weekend. You're on to something.
Leaning into it. Yeah, I'm leaning into it as the number 1 team. They're gonna win this thing in the Battle Dome.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're on the bullshit part, but crossroads do meet bullshit, so you might be able to get there in the championship game.
We'll see. I mean, I should be rooting for the Stallions because in our preseason show, I said, why put money on anybody else? They're the ones that keep winning. Why are we betting anybody else for the futures? But then they came out and looked how they did. They weren't the dominant Stallions team.
Best team in the league. I mean, to go 5 deep, and how about that being your 5th quarterback? And now he's throwing. By the way, I would say this: besides Bryce Perkins, has anyone even came close to throwing for 10 yards a completion? I know it was a vanilla defense game where there's no stakes, but you better watch out because that's 2 or 3 weeks that Jamar Smith's doing this. So if this shit is real in the playoffs, they'll find a way to win the championship, even though the league is against them. I'm sure. All right.
10 yards per completion. I'm sure Tamu has hit that.
Yeah, of course Tamu has hit that. But Colby has his Birmingham blinders on. He doesn't see anything outside of it. He doesn't.
I mean, you can't tell me the offense isn't way better now than it was 5 weeks ago.
I'm impressed with how interchangeable and how deep their quarterback room is with Birmingham. I think low key the league is trying to key them up. They want the Birmingham St. Louis championship game. I mean, how many damn all-star quarterbacks they have back there?
Anyone could have signed him. He's at Dunkin' Donuts, buddy.
That's not true. But anyway, the point is,
what Dunkin' Donuts was in a battle with
Dunkin'
them, saying
Donuts
give you a free eclair.
Dunkin' Donuts has a personal contract with Birmingham. You know that down in the south. It's all sugar feet down there in the diabetes. Real quickly, though, if we wanted to peek ahead at the lines next week, I just wanted to make sure this we usually pick it up just like these lines confuse me. The Houston's playing Michigan. I know it's Michigan. I know it's Jake Bates bobblehead day and all, but Houston's getting 9.5 points. And Mike Nolan already said Rocky Lombardi is going to play quarterback for them.
What?
Crying out loud!
They're doing that for what? He's from the area.
No, well, there you go.
He played at Michigan State. They're doing that to bring people in.
I mean, he might not start, but it's going to be between. He said Bryce Lombardi's getting the reps, and he's definitely going to get some time. I mean, how do you not take 9.5 with Houston there against Rocky Lombardi against a Michigan team that has to get ready for the playoff game the following week? That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
I didn't know Rocky Lombardi was in the fucking league.
I know.
They're really trying to get rid of those bobbleheads.
Yeah, I mean, what do we got? So Friday is Battlehawks at Defenders, where the Defenders can't get home field no matter what, even though they're the better team. Then the Roughnecks at the Panthers on Saturday, and then Sunday a doubleheader. The Renegades at the Brahmas and the Stallions at the Showboats. Which game you most excited for, J Mark?
I mean, none of these matter, right?
Right.
So it's like that. Why do you think I went to the ACC tournament?
I mean, I think probably the best game is going to be Renegades and Brahmas. Two teams don't have anything to play for, and the Renegades, I think, are going to come out and be pissed off again.
I think Stoops announces his retirement.
And can King of Spring get over 500 with this win? Is this what happens? Or does this get him to 500?
That'll get him to 500. It'll be 5-5.
All right. Well, there's our lock right there.
Yeah. And only 3.5 points. I mean, they're 3.5 points better than the Brahmas, even if Holton Ahlers is playing.
No, absolutely. Run it back. It's the same thing.
There'll be no Holton Ahlers slander on this podcast.
It wasn't slander. It's just even if they start him instead of Luis Perez, they're still going to
insult him a little bit, J. Mark. A little bit.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's our show. We will be back Thursday to break down where crossroads meet bullshit in the final week as we prep up for the playoffs and the road to the Freedom Cup. In the meantime, check out the CFL Gambling Podcast that myself and J. Mark host. Yeah, we're diving deep. We got an episode scheduled for tomorrow, unless he changes it, but he doesn't do that shit. He's on that no-turn path. And also check out the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. What'd you guys talk this week?
We go on Thursday. We're going to be talking a little bit about that NFL schedule release, and Miranda's going to be giving out one game each week to watch based on storylines, and I'm going to give out one game to bet just based on I think it's going to be an easy bet.
Nice.
There we go. Get on over there. You can bet. Get those early lines. That's part of the fun. I bet on Ohio State, Michigan the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also check out the College Football Experience, which I host. We're going to break down all 136 teams starting in 4 days. So also check out the Bottom Line Bombs, the Bet Detective. What'd you guys tackle this week?
Well, I'm updating my $20 to 20 million campaign. Of course, you see my Oklahoma City Thunder hat. We are one victory away from getting to our next step. And then from there, we go to Vegas next week to see what our next bet is. There's squirrel updates like I gave on the top of the show there. But also, I also give out bonus episodes now of the $20 to 20 million update, which comes out on Fridays. So if you're subscribed, you only can get it if you are subscribed to this bonus episode. So make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs to catch all the journey to $20 million.
There you go. Check it out, folks. Also, check out the College Baseball Experience. The college baseball action every night, fire. All right. And also check out the Sports Gambling Podcast and every other thing we got going. NHL Gambling Podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast. That's a big thing these days. A lot of shit talk back and forth. So check out all those and remember that. Well.
All I know is we're hard-working, tax-paying people like you, and we don't take shit from nobody. You got that, asshole? Ask me. The fucking union, it works for you.
This is the UFL Gambling Podcast. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins. Over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it.